Hello Market Club members and fellow traders everywhere. Adam Hewison here, president of INO.com and co-founder of Market Club with your market update for Thursday, the 3rd of April. Well, major trends are important and they persist for longer than most people expect, but we want to go with major indices, look at each one and see where they are in terms of their major trend. We're starting with the Dow Jones, which actually gave a signal yesterday, and all you have to do for major trends is just click on here and you see the major trend clicked in yesterday at 16,573. It's a little bit lower than that today, but the potential is for this market to go quite a bit higher. And let me show you what I mean by that. We're looking for a potential of the Dow 30 to move from this low right here and this high. I'm just going to draw a straight line across here just to give you an idea. So this is approximately 16.5 down to, I'm going to give 15.5, round that off, even though it's actually 15.4. It's 1,000 points. So we're looking for it to go from 16.5, which is 1,000, up to 17,500, which is the potential upside for this market based on this head and shoulders base, which we had one of our Market Club members pointed out to us, which is absolutely correct. And we want to be careful a little bit because we want to be watching potentially for divergences. If we don't see this market make really strong new highs, then we want to be on the safeguard and be very careful with it. As always, we use our weekly for exit and entry points once we're in there. So there's the weekly signal, came in right here, and you can see the market kicked in here, and again, if it reverses, we want to be out of this market. So moving on to our next major market, this is the Nasdaq. A little bit of a different picture here, because if you look here, you see our weekly is negative on the 24th of March at 4,239, and even though it's come back up, it's still not a particularly promising picture for this market. You can see based on our trade triangles, a score of minus 55 indicates either a neutral position when you have a conflict between the trend here and the intermediate trend. That's a neutral position, or a trading range. Best in this market, in our opinion, is just to be on the sidelines, waiting for a clear trend to develop when you match these two colors up right here. A little bit of a different story on the S&P 500. A little bit of a different story on the S&P 500. That's a plus 90, meaning a strong trend. As you can see, all of our trade triangles are positive, and we're looking for this market to go higher. There's the monthly that kicked in at 1867. Market's at 1887, so it's up 20 points from there. But again, all of the trade triangles are positive, indicating a strong trend. On crude oil, we have a plus 60, indicating really a trading range, but the two things you want to look at with crude oil are this. First of all, you have a weekly, which tells you the trend. We don't look at the monthly so much, but more the weekly for the intermediate term trend, and you have a daily red. Both of these indicate lower prices, and if you put those in, I'll just put them in right here, you can see they kicked in at much higher levels. The 188 on the last daily, so you'd be short from there. Now it is supposed to trending at 100 right now, but again, use the weekly for trend and the daily for timing. That's how we do it with our World Cup portfolio. If you haven't seen that, you should take a look at the results on that for crude oil going all the way back last 6.5 years. We're including copper today because we want to show you the trend in this market still remains very much on the negative. Minus 70, again, the big thing, I think the takeaway here is the trend is down, and also the fact that the RSI has not been able to get over this 50 line, which is a very important line. That's 50, and you can see again here it just didn't get over, barely got over here, but really couldn't make it, and again it sort of flattened out here. So this is a very important area that copper is at right now. Now copper is a strong indicator of the economy, and again this is a minus 70, indicating that the trend is down, maybe loosening up a little bit, but it's still down. But I think the copper market really doesn't quite know what it wants to do, much like the economy. So let's move on. Now spot gold, it's interesting. We trade spot gold based on the weekly and the daily. The weekly for trend and the daily for timing. As you can see from 1320, we have been really negative on this market right here. And the last signal was 1364. So again, it's all to do with timing. Now the signal at 1364 was to come out of a long position because the trend was up. Once the weekly turned red, that was your initial entry position at 1320.75 on the 24th of March. Still much the same thing here, but a couple of things I want to point out to you on this market. I'm going to take all the trade triangles off and just show you what I have. We're going to look at our Fibonacci indicator. Now just click on this little indicator right here, and you see a yellow box come up here. Click on the very highest point you see and drag it down to the very lowest point, which is right here. So as you can see, we've come right back into what is called a Fibonacci retracement zone. And how that occurs is when you see market action, markets tend to go, they never go up in a straight line. They go up, come down, go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and so forth, like this. Then you have a really big correction like you've seen here. Now this is when you have a pullback in what is considered a longer term positive market. If you look at the monthly right here, that's still green and indicating the trend is still up. So this is where we expect gold to find support right around these levels, but you also look where you are on the RSI. You're towards the bottom end of the rung, much like it was here. So we think that gold could be a very good performer in the second quarter. Looking at our World Cup portfolio, and I encourage you to look at the jewel of one of the jewels of MarketClub. Look at how we did in gold. The second quarter, you have an 80% probability of making money in the gold market. So check that out. I think you'll enjoy seeing it. Our last market for the day is the euro versus the dollar. This is a cross rate, of course. And you can see where this market has really done a couple of numbers here. And I'm going to put our trade triangles in. We put the weekly and the daily because they're the ones we look at. And you can see they are both negative, indicating the trend is down, at least in the short term, for the euro against the dollar. The other area to look at here on this screen is, of course, on the RSI, which we put up here, and you can see that we're below the 50 line right here, indicating that the trend is down, or weakness is coming into this market. Again, this is not a particularly strong looking chart. You see how we've sort of rounded out. We felt this market should have gone higher, probably the 140, 141 level. Got very close, but no cigar on that one. So looks like it's turning around or rolling over. It's going to be very important to see where this market stops. But again, this is not particularly good action, particularly when you have the RSI there. Plus you have our intermediate term trend from 137.08. That's negative. It's 137.12. And the last signal we had here was at 137.37. So again, this is today pretty much. So you can see how that kicked in, and the market's trading about 20-30 pips lower than that right now. So again, the trend is your friend. Watch the trends, they pay off. And if you haven't looked at our World Cup portfolio, by all means take a look at that. You'll see some very, very positive trends and how you can make money in the futures market. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison. Thanks for stopping by. Every success using MarketClub and the tools we provide you with. If you have any questions, be sure to go on to the Q&A section of MarketClub, where we're only too happy to help you and answer any questions you might have on the markets and on MarketClub itself. Thanks for stopping by.
You can find Adam Hewison as a regular contributor on Bloomberg, Business News Network, CNBC, and Fox Business News.